Well, I got the motorcycle out and no car to be seen. Why is that? So, my Tesla got damaged by somebody when I was parked. So, we'll talk about the whole story in this episode of Full Throttle Thursday, and I'll explain what happened, show you the Tesla Sentry footage. I'll blur the guy out because he did the right thing afterward. I'll explain all that. And I'm just going to be picking up my car probably a week from today. So starting today, I have a no car. So let's talk all about that in this video. Alright, so what happened? Well, the first thing I noticed, this was a late night, it was raining, I parked in a weird spot, and after work, I went to the car, which I was walking to the car on the passenger side, and I was like, oh, kind of a weird reflection. And I looked, and I saw the dent on the rear passenger side door. I was like, oh no. And also, this was back in March, where it was the height of a lot of tension with Tesla protesters and people damaging Teslas, which is not a protest. That's beyond protesting. But that's when I noticed it. And then I went into the car and I looked through all of the security cam footage, and that's where you saw the clip at the beginning of this video of the person just shoving the door open, and it slams into my car. They get out. They actually look at it. I did blur the person's face, but if you look at the actual footage, which is what I submitted to the police, you see the person's face. They very clearly look at it, hesitate right there, then walk away. But not all the way away, because they came right back and they got in the car and left. That all happened in under a minute. So that's the first thing I saw, was the damage on the door in the rain in the middle of the night. Then I went to look at the camera footage. All right, so let me show you the damage. All right, so on here, this is the passenger side. This is the rear passenger side door. You can see there is an aerodynamic line on the Tesla that goes right here. There's also another aerodynamic line on the Tesla that goes there. So these points stick out. And even though these points stick out, so these are higher out than the rest of the door. But you can see how hard the door was hit, because it dents all the way through here and then starts just turning into scratches from the dents up there. And then it dents down there. And down here, this was a very deep dent and scratch. It actually got through all of the clear coat and all of the paint to expose the bare metal underneath. So nothing down through there. Start seeing it right there. This is all just scratching. And then it starts turning into a dent right about there. And then the highest point of the dent is right in here, which goes up to about here, and it continues a little bit more up there. So all of this is the dent. So that was quite a lot of damage from a single door impact. Then the next time I went to work, I actually filed, because this happened in the parking lot at work. So when I got back to work, I told everybody what happened. I called the police. The police came, and we talked probably about a half hour, and we were looking over that footage together. Then the police officer, very kind person, took the footage. He said, hey, don't worry. We're going to look at this back at the station. We're going to try and find this guy for you. So that was the end. So that is police report number 1 that I have here. And this reads as follows. On the above date, which was the 31st, so March 31st is when I called the police, and the incident happened from the video on the 22nd. On the above date and time, officers were dispatched to the parking lot of the mall for a criminal mischief report. I arrived on the scene and met with Andrew Pinero, who is employed at the Apple Store. Andrew showed me damage to the passenger side rear door of his Tesla and provided footage of the incident. On 3/22 at approximately 3:37 p.m., his Tesla was parked in the lot. The Tesla camera captured a male party operating a black Kia Sorento parked next to the vehicle and opened the door, which makes contact with the same area. It appears the male party observes the damage and returns back to his vehicle, then leaves. Footage of the incident has been forwarded to the Detective Bureau for further investigation. Officers cleared the scene without incident. So that was my first contact with the officer. And then he shared that in about a week from that day, he'll follow up with me. He'll investigate throughout the week. And in a week from that date, he would let me know. And exactly a week later, he called and said, yes, we found the guy. We got the plate number from the video, and they were able to find him and have him come in. He explained that this person provided their insurance information to the officers, and they put the policy information into the police report, the second police report, so that I can pick that up and use his insurance to get the car fixed. So I don't have to go through mine, and mine doesn't get touched at all, so no policy and monthlies change or anything like that. So let's take a look at the narrative from the second police report. On April 8th, 2025, Mr. So-and-so responded to the police headquarters to follow up with officers regarding a property damage incident that took place on 3/31/25, reference to case number. Officers gathered Mr. So-and-so's policy information for report purposes and followed back up with the victim whose vehicle obtained the damage. So those are the two police reports I have, and this was very helpful to actually expedite the next step of this, which is contacting Mr. So-and-so's insurance company. All right, so the next step here was contacting Progressive, which was this person's insurance. So because I knew it was not my fault, I was the victim, according to the police report. I had no worries, so even though it was an upsetting situation, you still want to be polite. So I called, I explained very politely what was going on. Hey, one of your policyholders damaged my vehicle. Police were contacted. I have police reports here. I just want to work with you to get my car fixed. And they were very polite. They're actually very helpful and very sympathetic too. So the first person I talked to put the report in, or the claim in, with his insurance, Mr. So-and-so's insurance. And then after that, it was about a day. It wasn't too long. It was just really the next day. I got a call from one of Progressive's adjusters, and we talked through the situation. She asked if I had any of those documents. I mentioned I had the police reports, so she asked for copies of them, because it could make things a little longer if she has to request the police reports. So I had them already, which was great. Forwarded those, uploaded all the pictures, and then the Progressive system actually asks for a live video recording of the vehicle. Besides pictures and videos, or just plain videos, they wanted a live walk around and basically you talking through and giving commentary on the video. So I did that, all uploaded. The adjuster got it, said, cool, give me a few days, contact Mr. So-and-so about what was going on, and that was it. Then a few days passed. I get a call back from that adjuster saying, yep, we talked to Mr. So-and-so, all going ahead, everything's to be fine. So next thing, you can bring your car in to get service, and here is an estimate. The estimate they gave me with a payment, I'll show you right now. So this was the estimate. So based on all the pictures and the videos, or the live video, things like obviously the doors, but also right front door outside. So blend, remove, install. So all these things here. listed them all, listed all the pricing, and this was their initial estimate. I was thinking, because it's Tesla, that's probably a little bit low, but hey, it's just an estimate. $845.54. So we set up payment. I was able to receive that payment and put it away in my checking account. So I was holding that until I contacted Tesla. So the next part here is all about contacting Tesla. All right, so contacting Tesla. So with the Tesla, you have the Tesla app. The first thing you always do in the Tesla app is going through there. So there's a button for service. So I clicked that. There's a collision and a service section. So service being like something's not working right, you need to bring it in to get a fix for that. Versus a collision, which this was considered. The collision center and the service center are actually two separate facilities. Didn't realize that. So that was my first learn for me. So go through the collision. It asked for a description of what happened and also 5 photos it wants of the damage. So I went in there. I took all the pictures. I typed up a little description of what happened with the police reports and all that and submitted the claim. And then the next day, I heard back from Tesla, and it's all messaging through the app, that they received the claim and they would like to set up all this information. So they sent me an estimate, and their estimate I have here. So this was their estimate compared to we just saw the Progressive estimate. So kind of the same thing as front doors, so blend, refinish, inner lining, so door shell repair, refinish. So that was all listed here. After all said and done, this is their estimate, $1949.74. That's about $1,000 difference between what Progressive said and what Tesla's saying. So interesting situation there. So what I did after I got that estimate was I called the adjuster from Progressive back and be like, hey, I know I received the payment for that $845. I got an initial estimate from Tesla and it's $1949. What happens if there is actually that big of a difference? And the adjuster explained very nicely that even though I received that is kind of like a beginning amount just to make sure, hey, we gave you something for now, and we will work with the repair center after. So then she did explain that once I bring the car in to get repaired, they will get a better look at it and give a actual estimate because they have it there. And then they'll do the repair, and then they'll give a final amount. And then with the final amount, anything above that $845 that I received, they would get a wire transfer from Progressive straight to that Tesla collision center. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm covered no matter what. And she just wanted to make sure, and she reassured me, yes, you're going to be covered. You're not paying a penny with this repair.